You won't believe what Carlos King just revealed after Latisha Scott exposed his deepest, darkest secrets in a shocking twist. The drama surrounding love and marriage, Huntsville has reached new heights. Latisha Scott took to social media, spilling dirty details that could change everything we thought we knew about Carlos King. But here's the twist. Carlos isn't backing down. His response will leave you speechless. Stick around because the real tea is about to be spilled, and this is a story you don't want to miss. Let's break this down for those who have been following love and marriage. Huntsville. We all know drama is never in short supply, but this time, things have escalated beyond expectations. Latisha Scott, one of the show's most talked about cast members, has come forward with claims that could shake the very foundation of the franchise. She didn't just hint at behind-the-scenes issues. She straight up exposed what she calls the dirty secrets of the show and, more specifically, its executive producer, Carlos King. In true Carlos fashion, he didn't sit back quietly. His clapback was swift, direct, and packed with shocking revelations of its own. What exactly did Latisha reveal? What did Carlos say in response? And how will this affect the future of love and marriage? Huntsville, grab your popcorn, because this drama is about to get even more intense. Let's get into the real tea. What exactly did Latisha Scott expose that has everyone talking? For those who don't know, Latisha Scott has been a central figure on love and marriage, Huntsville, since the very beginning. Over the years, she and her husband, Marsau Scott, have faced numerous accusations, from cheating scandals to business disputes. But this time, Latisha wasn't on the defensive. Instead, she was the one putting someone else on blast, none other than Carlos King himself. According to Latisha, things behind the scenes at Love and Marriage, Huntsville aren't as glamorous as they seem. She claimed that Carlos King has been manipulating storylines, pushing false narratives, and even setting up cast members to create more drama for ratings. But the real shocker? She hinted that Carlos may have intentionally tried to make her marriage look bad just to keep the audience hooked. Latisha took to social media, cryptically writing, "Some people pretend to build you up, but behind closed doors, they're working overtime to tear you down. The truth always comes out." Fans immediately speculated she was referring to Carlos King, and it didn't take long for more details to surface. Allegedly, Latisha has proof that certain moments on the show were edited to make her look worse than she actually was. She also suggested that Carlos was favoring certain cast members while deliberately painting her and Marcel in a negative light. But here's where it gets even crazier. Latisha didn't stop at the show's editing tactics. She also hinted at major behind-the-scenes power struggles, suggesting that Carlos might not have as much control over the love and marriage empire as people think. If what she's saying is true, then there's a lot more going on behind closed doors than viewers realize. So, why is Latisha speaking out now? And more importantly, what did Carlos King have to say about all of this? Well, buckle up, because his response was just as explosive. You already know Carlos isn't the type to let things slide. Once Latisha Scott's claims started gaining traction, it didn't take long for him to fire back. And let's just say, he didn't hold back. Carlos is known for being a powerhouse in reality television. He has built a reputation as one of the most influential producers in the industry, working behind the scenes on hit shows like The Real Housewives of Atlanta and, of course, Love and Marriage, Huntsville. So, when Latisha Scott came forward with her accusations, Carlos knew he had to respond before things spiraled out of control. Instead of addressing the situation immediately, Carlos played it smart. He let the rumors circulate for a bit, watched the public's reaction, and then carefully crafted his response. And when he finally spoke, wow, he had plenty to say. Carlos took to his social media platforms in true dramatic fashion, starting with a cryptic post of his own. The truth doesn't need defending, but sometimes it needs to be reminded. This sent fans into a frenzy. Was he denying Latisha's claims? Was he about to expose some secrets of his own? It didn't take long for him to clarify his stance in a follow-up video, where Carlos directly addressed the controversy, making it clear that he wasn't about to let anyone tarnish his name. Carlos shut down the allegations that he was intentionally manipulating footage to make Latisha and Marcel look bad. According to him, everything that airs on Love and Marriage, Huntsville is based on real events, and any edits made are simply to enhance the storytelling. He reminded viewers that reality TV is still a business, and the goal is to entertain. However, he insisted that no one is forced to say or do anything. The show simply captures what happens. I don't need to create drama. The drama is already there. My job is to present it in the best way possible, he said. Carlos then took a more direct approach, subtly suggesting that Latisha might be using the situation as a way to shift the narrative. He pointed out that every cast member signs contracts and knows exactly what they're getting into when they agree to be on the show. Everybody loves reality TV until the reality is about them, he said, making a clear jab at Latisha and implying that she was only upset now because the tables had turned. Carlos suggested that Latisha had no problem with the show's editing when other people were being put in the hot seat, but now that she was on the receiving end, she suddenly had an issue. Just when fans thought things couldn't get messier, Carlos dropped a bombshell. He hinted that there's more to Latisha's situation than what she's letting on. He suggested that her anger might not even be about the show at all, but rather something deeper behind the scenes. People love to point fingers when things aren't going their way, but the real question is, what's really going on? He said. This sent the internet into detective mode. What did Carlos mean by that? Was he implying that Latisha was trying to distract from something else? As expected, Carlos's response divided the Love and Marriage Huntsville fanbase. Some people sided with him, arguing that reality TV is meant to be entertaining and that Latisha knew exactly what she signed up for. They pointed out that Carlos had built a successful franchise, and if he were really as manipulative as Latisha claimed, why would so many people continue working with him? Others, however, weren't buying his defense. They believed Latisha's claims had merit, especially considering how many reality TV stars have come forward over the years to accuse producers of twisting narratives for ratings. Some fans even began calling for a deeper investigation into how Love and Marriage Huntsville is being run, questioning whether Carlos has too much power over the cast's portrayal. But here's where it gets even crazier. Just when people thought the drama had peaked, a new twist emerged. Rumors started circulating that Latisha wasn't the only cast member who feels this way. Allegedly, other Love and Marriage Huntsville stars have similar grievances but have been too afraid to speak out. If this is true, then this controversy is far from over. Now, the big question remains, will this situation escalate further? With the rumors circulating and more cast members allegedly having their own issues with the production, it's clear that this is a story that's far from finished. As more details come to light, fans are left wondering just how much of the Love and Marriage world is scripted or manipulated behind the scenes, and if the drama that plays out on TV is just the tip of the iceberg. The situation is definitely heating up, and it looks like it's only going to get messier from here. Will more cast members come forward with their own stories, or will Carlos manage to shut this down before it spirals out of control? Either way, one thing is certain. This feud is far from over. Now that Carlos King and Latisha Scott have gone head-to-head, the million-dollar question is, what happens next? Is this just another messy reality TV feud, or could this be the beginning of something much bigger? Could Love and Marriage Huntsville be in serious trouble? Let's break it all down. After Latisha Scott's explosive allegations, the situation took an unexpected turn. Whispers began circulating that she might not be the only one with frustrations about how Carlos King handles the show. Multiple sources claim that other cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville have privately expressed similar concerns. Some feel they've been unfairly portrayed, while others are reportedly growing tired of the never-ending drama and what they perceive as producer-driven chaos. One anonymous cast member allegedly told a blogger, "People think we sign up for reality TV knowing exactly what we're getting into. But trust me, the Real Housewives stars have publicly fought with Bravo over unfair editing, and these situations often don't end well. If Carlos King isn't careful, he could find himself in a similar predicament. If more cast members begin to rebel, he might lose the very control that has made Love and Marriage Huntsville such a success. Could this lead to a cast walkout? Here's where things get even more interesting. If enough cast members feel the same way as Latisha Scott, could they stage a walkout? Could Love and Marriage Huntsville face a mass exodus of its biggest stars? Think about it. Reality TV only works if the cast is willing to participate. If Latisha, Marsau, and other key players decide they're done being a part of Carlos's production, that could leave Love and Marriage, Huntsville, in serious trouble. Some reality TV insiders believe it's not impossible. If the drama becomes too toxic, some cast members might refuse to film unless Carlos makes major changes. If that happens, the network airing Love and Marriage, Huntsville might have to step in and make some tough decisions. This wouldn't be the first time a reality TV show has faced a revolt from its cast. We've seen stars refuse to return for new seasons over contract disputes, unfair treatment, or behind-the-scenes drama. If Carlos King doesn't handle this situation carefully, he could be facing the same kind of backlash. Speaking of the network, let's talk about OWN's role in all of this. OWN has invested a lot in Love and Marriage, Huntsville. The show is one of their top-rated series and has helped bring in a dedicated audience. But with Latisha Scott's accusations making waves, could the network start to worry about the show's reputation? OWN has seen firsthand what happens when a reality show is hit with too much controversy. They don't want a situation where the public begins to question the authenticity of the series, or worse, where cast members start airing the show's dirty laundry in public. If the backlash grows, OWN might step in and demand that Carlos clean up the mess. They could pressure him to address the concerns more directly, make adjustments to how the show is produced, or even shake up the cast. The worst-case scenario, if the controversy gets too messy, is that OWN could decide Love and Marriage, Huntsville, is no longer worth the trouble. While canceling the show is unlikely right now, reality TV can be unpredictable. If the network believes the drama behind the scenes is becoming a bigger problem than the drama on screen, they might consider making major changes. Here's a wild thought. What if OWN decides Carlos King himself is the problem? Reality TV producers don't usually become the center of the drama, but when they do, it can lead to major consequences. If OWN believes Carlos's involvement is damaging Love and Marriage, Huntsville, they could theoretically bring in a new production team to oversee the show. While this is unlikely in the immediate future, it's something to watch closely. If more cast members start to turn against Carlos, his grip on Love and Marriage, Huntsville could weaken. Let's not forget, Carlos is known for being outspoken. If he feels OWN isn't backing him up, he might decide to walk away from the show. The drama surrounding Latisha's accusations is far from over, and with tensions running high, the future of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, hangs in the balance. Will Carlos King be able to keep control, or will the show unravel before our eyes? Only time will tell. So what happens next? At this point, the Love and Marriage, Huntsville controversy is still unfolding. Latisha Scott has fired shots at Carlos King, and he's clapped back, but now all eyes are on the rest of the cast. Will other cast members come forward with their own complaints? Will OWN step in and demand changes? Will Carlos King be able to maintain his power, or is this the beginning of the end for Love and Marriage, Huntsville as we know it? One thing is for sure, this drama is far from over. As always, we'll be watching every twist and turn, keeping you updated on all the latest developments. So, if you don't want to miss a single detail, make sure you're subscribed and drop your thoughts in the comments. The tension between Carlos King and Latisha Scott isn't just a minor hiccup. It's starting to look like a major turning point in his career. For years, Carlos has been praised as the mastermind behind some of reality TV's biggest hits. But now, with a public feud brewing and cast members allegedly growing frustrated, the question is Carlos King's empire at risk of crumbling? Let's break this down, because the ripple effect of this drama could go far beyond Love and Marriage. Huntsville, Carlos King isn't just a producer, he's a brand. He built his name by delivering top-tier reality TV drama, but there's a fine line between being a brilliant producer and being someone accused of manipulating cast members for ratings. Right now, his name is being dragged into controversy in a way that could impact his future projects. Reality TV thrives on drama, but producers usually operate behind the scenes. When they start becoming part of the headlines, it raises questions. Is Carlos losing control of his own narrative? Is he being too heavy-handed in orchestrating conflict? And more importantly, are networks starting to take notice? OWN has given Carlos King a lot of creative freedom, but if he becomes a liability, could they start distancing themselves from him? Remember what happened with Mona Scott Young. She was once the queen of reality TV with love and hip-hop, but after years of controversy, some networks became wary of working with her. Could Carlos be heading down the same path? This situation with Latisha Scott isn't just about one argument. It's about Carlos's ability to maintain the trust of his cast members while still delivering must-watch television. If he fails to strike that balance, he might find himself facing an uphill battle in the future. The way this controversy plays out could determine not only the future of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, but also Carlos King's standing in the reality TV industry. One of the biggest things to watch in this drama is how other reality stars react. Carlos King has built strong relationships with many people in the industry, from the Real Housewives franchise to Love and Marriage, Huntsville. He's had a hand in shaping the careers of multiple stars. But when a major scandal hits, loyalty is put to the test. So far, we've heard Latisha Scott speak out, but what about other Love and Marriage, Huntsville cast members? Will they stand by Carlos, or will they start revealing their own grievances? There have already been whispers that other cast members share similar concerns about how Love and Marriage, Huntsville, is being handled. If those whispers turn into public statements, Carlos could have a major problem on his hands. Even worse, what if stars from his other shows start speaking up too? Carlos is involved in multiple reality TV projects, and if this controversy spreads beyond LH, it could hurt his credibility in the industry as a whole. Networks might hesitate to greenlight new projects with him if they believe he's becoming too much of a risk. On the flip side, Carlos does have supporters. He's helped make many people famous, and some of them might come to his defense. If major reality stars speak out in his favor, it could help him weather the storm. But one thing is for sure, this is a moment of reckoning for Carlos King. The way he handles this situation could determine whether he keeps his position as one of reality TV's top producers, or if his empire starts to crack. Love and Marriage, Huntsville Asterisk, is just one part of Carlos King's growing reality TV franchise. He also produces Love and Marriage, DC, and has hinted at expanding the series to other cities. But with LH now facing serious controversy, could this drama affect his other shows? There are a few possibilities. If OWN loses trust in Carlos King, they might rethink their partnership with him. This could mean future Love and Marriage spin-offs could be delayed or even canceled. If fans turn against Carlos, viewership could decline, making it harder for his shows to succeed. If other cast members from different franchises start speaking out, it could create a domino effect that damages all of Carlos's projects. For now, Love and Marriage, DC hasn't been pulled into the drama, but reality TV fans know how quickly things can change. If more people from Carlos's circle start speaking out, this controversy could spill into all of his productions. Here's a scenario that no one wants to talk about, but we have to. Could OWN actually drop Carlos King? On one hand, it seems unlikely. He's been one of their most successful producers, and LH has brought in great ratings. But on the other hand, networks are all about protecting their brand. If OWN feels like Carlos is becoming too controversial, they might decide to cut ties before things get worse. It wouldn't be the first time a network distanced itself from a producer when major scandals hit. For example, when the Bachelor franchise faced backlash, ABC made behind-the-scenes changes to protect its image. OWN could do the same if they feel like Carlos is becoming too much of a risk. Of course, Carlos King isn't the type to go down without a fight. He's built his own production company, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, and he has the connections to keep making content, even if OWN steps away. But let's be real, losing OWN would be a major setback. If Carlos wants to keep his partnership strong, he needs to do some serious damage control before this controversy spirals even further. Let's not forget that Latisha Scott is at the center of this storm, and her next move could change everything. So far, she's spoken out against Carlos King, but will she take things even further? Some reality TV stars have turned public feuds into book deals, interviews, and even spin-off opportunities. If Latisha capitalizes on the drama, she could find herself with new platforms for her voice. Could we see a Latisha Scott spin-off or book deal in the future? Reality TV is full of surprising twists, and Latisha is no stranger to controversy. How she moves forward could shift the dynamics of this feud and even her career. One thing is clear. The drama surrounding Carlos King and Latisha Scott is far from over. The future of love and marriage, Huntsville, Carlos King's empire, and Latisha's own journey in reality TV all hang in the balance. We'll be watching closely as the situation continues to unfold. If Latisha Scott sees an opportunity to capitalize on this drama, she might go all in. She could do a tell-all interview exposing more behind-the-scenes details, launch a podcast or YouTube series where she breaks down everything that happened, or even leave love and marriage, Huntsville entirely, and start fresh elsewhere. If Latisha continues to push the controversy, it will only grow. However, if she stays quiet, it might blow over for now. One thing is clear. Latisha Scott isn't just a reality TV star caught in drama. She's in a position to shake up the entire LH franchise.